Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Ramneek Sharma from Asia Pacific, Melbourne, registered migration agent. Can you type if you can hear me well?
Yeah, we can hear you.
So I'm audible, right? I suppose everyone can hear me, right? Leave me a text if there is any problem in communication. Okay. And are you guys able to see the screen, the PPT shared on your screen?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks for confirming that. So today webinar is based on GSM Journal Skilled Migration options from Victoria, state nominated permanent or temporary visas which can lead to the permanent. First thing first, disclaimer, this webinar is based on the information purpose only. Every case, every profile, every situation differs time to time. So this webinar is based on advisory available on previous records, immigration websites, and how the pattern goes. It's not particular for any particular case. We do not advise you to act on the basis of the material contained in this presentation without obtaining a professional advice relevant to your own circumstances. So starting now, objectives of this webinar, we may discuss following topics. First, understanding the GSM options. GSM, again, Journal Skilled Migration in Victoria, particularly from Victoria State. What are professional occupations? What are trade occupations? How they differentiate by the state in giving the permanent residencies. Subclass 190, EOI, ROI, I will explain well in upcoming slides. Eligibility, salary requirement. For 491, same EOI, ROI, eligibility, and salary requirement. So first of all, 190 visa. 190 is a subclass, which is a permanent visa nominated by the state, offered by the government. State nominated permanent visa. It is a point-based visa. Point-based means you must have some points about your English, skill, experience, qualification, age, relationship. So 190 is one of that kind of subclass, which is based on point-based. So why EOI and ROI comes into the picture. Applicant can claim 5 points in 190 options. When we say point-based, state offered 5 points for those migrants which want to be committed to state, particularly Victoria. Key point here is skill assessment is must before you going ahead with the EOI or these subclasses. Skill assessment is a pre-requirement to jump to this 190 or 491 visa options. So we are not discussing skill assessment in this webinar. It is a pre-requirement. We are directly jumping on to the subclass itself. For example, if someone has already a skill assessment, what to do? This is those information. Once you have a 190 visa, you can stay in Australia permanently. You can work, study, enroll in Medicare, sponsor your relatives, travel to and from Australia for 5 years. You have a travel facility of multiple entrance or exit for 5 years. If you are not a citizen after some time, you need to renew your travel facilities. And after 1 year of 190, if you have already 3 years before, you can apply the citizenship in Australia. So 190 was a permanent visa, 491 is a temporary, sponsored by the state. Temporary means you can achieve 5 years of stay in Australia via state, and after 3 years, you can become a permanent here. Again, point-based visa, but instead of 5 points, now state is offering 15 points for the 491. This is because they want to boost the regional Australia. You can, in journal language, you can say regional visa as well for 491. MLT, SSL, STSOL, ROL, what are these? These are the list, medium to long-term, short-term, and regional list. There are maybe 700 occupation in total, which Australia distribute permanent residencies, and every set of occupation defined in different lists. So medium to long term, short term, and ROL. Occupation in any of this list are qualified for 491. For 190, only MLTS and S2L. We will discuss in soon. So one advantage over 491 is it has more number of occupation as compared to 190. Skill assessment is must. Yep. 191. After 3 years, when you become a permanent residence, after 491, the subclass is 191. Okay. Next, please. So in journal, before digging to the requirements, you visualize this subclass in these bullet points. Assessment approved. Occupation can either be in MLTS, S2SL, ROL. Depending upon the list, you choose the subclass. For MLTS, S2SL, 190 and 491 both. ROL, 491. Point-based visas, minimum point requirement 65 means you must have 60 on your own, 5 from the state, 65 benchmark achieved. 491, 50 independent. You must have a 50 on your own, 15 by the state, 65 benchmark achieved. Submit the EOI once you hit the benchmark. Submit the ROI. EOI is expression of interest designed for the central government so that they know who are the migrants. ROI, registration of interest designed by the state so that state knows who are the migrants. So submit EOI, submit ROI, receive state pre-invitation. So state will check this ROI and EOI before pre-inviting you. They will check your profile, assessment, points, everything before allowing you to go ahead. Once they allow you, like pre-invite, you submit your application. Application means you submit all the documents you claimed, your skill assessment, qualification, experience, English, age. So in that stage, you are submitting those documents which you are claiming in your EOIs. State will check those documents, approve it, means you receive an invitation to apply a visa. So from first point, having assessment done, to the last point, applying a visa, these number of events occur, and these events occur one by one. You can't jump from one to directly to the another one. So in summary, 190 and 491 via state, point-based, and you can claim some points from the state. Now, talking about some points from the state, but why state will offer you points, right? So in the next one, we will now discuss in return what state wants from the migrant. So Victoria is saying for permanent 190 subclass, you can either be in Australia or offshore. But if you are in Australia, then you must be living in a Victoria. So they will only allow Victorians to submit 190 ROIs if they are in Australia or anyone offshore. Someone in New South Wales may not achieve this opportunity. So Victorians are allowed to apply for 190. Reading again the first line, it only saying you must be living in working or living in Victoria. It is not saying working in Victoria. It's a good thing. Means Victoria does not have a set requirement that you must be working. If you are living, that's fine for them. You can apply. But if you indicated in your ROI, that registration in the state, that you are working, then you must satisfy that you are actually working, showing contract, payslip, superannuation, and position description. So, but if they are not set with the working, why they want contract, payslip, and super as well? Because the competition is too high. For example, 100 Victorians are applying, 50 are working, 50 are not. Obviously, Victoria will prefer those who are working. They have not set it, but they will prefer those. And if they are preferring those, they will check their documents. They make a right claim or not. So there are two things now in 190. You must be living, not working compulsory, but the competition is too high. If you are working, you have a high chance or I can say in today's word, only the chance. So in detail, what you can say in working in Victoria or living on shore. This is an extract from the Victoria State Migration itself. You can read on your own. I will only advise the key point here. As you can see, that you must support all your claims of earning with documents in your application, must support all your claims. Claims means you show I am working in XYZ location, earning XYZ amount. You must prove that this XYZ location is real and you are really working, which can be shown by a contract, letter, joining offer, and XYZ amount like payslip, superannuation, tax return. These are the claims which you need to show. One good point here, if I can say I am an electrical engineer, I am in Victoria and I am working as a cook in Melbourne, right? Yes, I am eligible because it is saying that you living. So it means I can work any field not relevant to my assessment outcome qualifies, right? But check the second last bullet point. Any earning, if you can see my mouse, any earnings you are claiming must be from skilled employment from level 2, 3. Okay, so at the same time, they are saying that working is not required, but at the same time, they are saying if you are working, then working must be in skill level 1, 2, or 3. What is skill level 1, 2, or 3? Like cook. Okay, so before going here, 𝐴𝐚 classification. If you Google 𝐴𝐚 classification, you can find out on which level you are working right now. Like for example, I search cook on 𝐴𝐚 classification. It says skill level 3, and it says you can work on 1, 2, or 3 qualifies. I am an electrical engineer working as a cook in Melbourne. I am qualifies. I am an electrical engineer working as a truck driver. Skill level 4, not qualify. Not qualify means not preferable, but even I can apply because they are not saying that you must be working. I may not beat the competition because there may be some cooks working, electrical engineer working, but I can still apply. So if I'm working in skill level 4, I must say in the ROI I'm not working at all. ICT support technician, skill level 2, good. Personal care worker in aged care, disability care, nursing homes, PCA, you can say, skill level 4, no. So now, if I'm working, I must be working in 1, 2, 3, or not at all. I'm working as a personal care worker or truck driver, definitely they will not invite me. Either I may be working in this one or not at all. So I'm focusing back this again because this is what they want in return when they are offering you 5 points, and they will prefer your application to pre-invite based on your skill level working. I have given the example. I'm an electrical engineer working as a cook, electrical engineer working as a truck driver, electrical engineer working as a PCA, and electrical engineer working as an electrical engineer. So in all those scenarios, working in electrical will be my state's first preference. Second would be cook, and truck driver or PCA, they may not invite me. Instead, I will say I'm not working at all. Okay. Second key points. If I'm working as an electrical engineer, let's say I assume that now I have a good profile. I'm working in skill level 1, 2, 3, and I showed them I'm working on 70,000 per annum salary. How I calculate that one? From payslip. Payslip may have different parts: base salary, super, tax withheld, annual leave. I may be casual. I may be part-time, full-time. These are things. So Victoria is saying that you can only include your base salaries and any penalties. Penalties like working on Saturday, Sundays, night shift, but not include super or bonuses or any gifts. No, not that one. So if 70 I'm claiming, I must support that 70 is my base rate, not like 60 plus super is 70 or 60 and I got a bonus after 1 year of $10,000 70. So 70 must be comes under this category. Otherwise, if the claim is wrong, the nomination application would be refused and you lost the opportunity by only not going detailed in how you can claim the salary. Okay, so let's see this example. I'm working on a part-time. How much I can show? I'm working 30 hours, $30 per hour, but on a part-time. So on average, it would be 38, 35. But this is a good thing. Even if I'm part-time, I can claim equivalent full-time using their calculator. So 35 is my part-time, so full-time is 70, I can claim 70, and in the documents I can prove it. But I'm working as a casual, I don't have that commitment from an employer that I'm a part-time, and then claiming in a full-time is a problem. So arrangement fixed with the employer on a part-time basis can claim full-time. Arrangement fixed with the employer on a casual basis, and you're working on 20 hours per week, maybe sometimes 30 hours per week or 15 hours per week, you could not able to claim full-time if you are casual. Okay, so I hope you were clear about these requirements from the state for 190 leaving, working on 123 and have a good salary package which you can claim. Simple. How much they can grant the visas or how much they can allocate? Victoria, 2,700 for 190 and 600 for 491. Means in this financial year, they have to invite 3,300 in total immigrants, giving them an opportunity for the permanent or 491 altogether. Previously, it was beyond thousands, 10 of thousands. And you can see they have reduced 6,300 in this financial year, which means the competition is going to be cutthroat. They will distribute this 2,700 for every eligible ROIs. So they will prefer job, salary, occupations, points, and everything so that they filter it out from thousands of 10 of thousands of application to only 2,700 for 491 as well. Okay, so this is the last September 190 invitation round data. And you can see the points are 80, 90, 95. Mechanical engineer, 95 points. Nurse, 70. Engineering, ICT. Okay. Now you understand this distribution of 2,700 in total. So only the cream applicants with higher points, they may have the higher salaries as well. Working in their field or skill level 1, 2, 3 got the invitations. This pattern goes up and down. Last year it was 10,000 more than that. Now it's come, next year it will be more. So it is like a graph going up and down. But this financial year for the time being, this is how Victoria is choosing the persons to invite. Computers or IT persons, 90, 85. Nurses, 75, 80, I can say. Engineers, 90, 80. Okay, so this was the 190. For 491, 491 is a regional one. They give 15 points. And as you can see, the IT engineers, doctor, nurses are being invited for 190. The trade occupations are going to be invited on the 491. Trade occupations in painter, motor mechanics, bricklayer, cook, chef, bakers, pastry makers. What Victoria wants in return, you must be living and working in Victoria. Now you can see that working requirement is must for the 491. It was not in 190, but 491, yes. So Victoria is saying if you want to be in a line of 491, you must prove that you are working is a must. There is no hope that you are not working at all. And if you are working, then working must be in skill level 1 to 3, as I given you in the previous examples. Cook, truck driver, PCA, like that. Yeah. So for 491, if you have an assessment, you want 15 points from the state, and you want to be more hopeful for the invitation to happen, you must find a job in a regional Victoria, sorry, and working in skill level 1 to 3. Then you are qualified for the 491. What is regional Victoria? These are the postcodes. It is from the website. You can simply search regional postcodes. It will reflect there. So if you are working and living in these postcodes and working in scale level 1 to 3, you qualify for the 491. You can achieve 15 points. You have 50, 15 from the state. You have 60, 15 from the state. You have 70, 15 from the state. 85 direct. Okay, so 491 onshore applicants. You must be living and working in regional Victoria, not in Melbourne, 𝐏𝐚𝐤𝐢𝐚 suburbs. Claim your annual earnings. And if you are not working or not working in any skill level 1 to 3, you are not eligible. Your application may be declared ineligible. Check this second bullet point. The conditions of the visa may require you and any secondary visa holder to live and work and study as a requirement of the visa. But it's a visa when you have the 491 visa. Advisable is if you have two applicants, for example, husband, wife and husband is the primary one, and you move to the regional one. And you want the secondary person must stay wherever they ask, because that's the secondary one. But we do not advise that, because when you submit your documents to the Victoria, they will check these things. They have the power. They may or may not, but if they check and find out the secondary person is not working or living with the primary in a regional, they may refuse it, because in return they want commitment towards the regional. However, this line says for the visas only, not for the nomination. For the living, you can show the evidence of lease, bond, rental receipts, log, your bills, gas, electricity, internet, water bill, other documents like bank statements, your bank transactions, or your PTV transactions, these kind of things. If you are living in a border, for example, you are living in a border of New South Wales or South Australia, and you are living there, working here, or living here, working there, you can still qualify, because they allow border community. They can be either living or working, and they still consider this one. So good news for the border one. Work salary requirement is same as the 190, that your earning will be 1, 2, 3, and you must show the documents like payslips, contracts, positions. You justify your role as well. It's not merely cook is written on a payslip and you just give the payslip. You can have an employer reference letter, duties mentioned on it, that you actually a cook, not a title, but you are working as a cook as well. ICT support technician. You may be working as a network administration, but employer is saying that, no, I cannot provide this. You are working as a technician, that's fine. If you can prove that you are ICT support technician and you're finding a job in a regional, go for the ICT support technician. You may be easy finding that job as compared to network administration, business analyst, these professional occupations. Okay, 190, last record. Victoria, 491, 2020, July 2022 to June 2023, 2,000 invitations. That's fine, but now it's 600, but check these point systems. A registered nurse, offshore, 189, 65 points, and 491, 65, 15 points offered by the state. How much the applicant has his own? 50. Here, how much applicant has his own? 65. So the someone in a regional onshore, in a regional Victoria have 50 points only and got the invitation, and someone who had It's on 65 got the invitation. So very advantageous visa option. 50 points enough. 491 can be possible. Same for early childhood. I have taken only 2 examples here to make you comparison. 50 independent, 65 independent. So someone with the below points get the invitations. Okay, you may have questions like invitation rounds, how the state do the rounds. So far, they are doing the rounds every month. The pattern suggests the rounds are based on the subclass, like September, it had 190 only. October, 491 only. And same for the occupation wise. For the September, it was top professionals, not trade course. And for the October, it was trade course and professional both, but for the 491 only. So we feel every month they will distribute this quota depending on the subclass and the occupations. So last time it was trade, maybe the next time or in December, the trade will happen again. Your profile must remain same. Your profile must remain same means you submit your ROI today and invitation round happen in February or in January or in March or in December. And in the ROI, you satisfied your living location, working arrangement, and annual salary. But pre-invite has not happened in 1 month. It may take 2 or 3 months. It may take 1 day as well. But your profile must remain same so that whenever the pre-invite happens, you prove your claims. It's not like that you arrange today, apply the ROI, and after 2 months just vanish from the location or left the job. If you want outcome, you must remain same as long as the process goes on until the visa submission. Once the pre-invite happens, you would be giving 14 days to submit your all documents. And once you submit the document, nomination process starts, and state can take 2 to 3 months to check everything and allow you to apply the visa. Once the visa is submitted, it may take 10 to 12 months. On average, it may take 6 months. It may go 12 months as well, more than 12 months from the Department of Home Affairs to allocate you 190 or 491 visa. 190 would be permanent, 491 you must stay in the regional Australia. There is one more information which I can highlight right now with you. Which occupation are prioritizing by the state? Health, social service, ICT, childhood, early childhood or education, manufacturing, mechanical, industrial, infrastructure, civil, hospitality and tourism, 4491 visa. Hospitality and tourism, restaurant manager, cook, chef, baker, pastry maker, they are prioritizing for the 491. If we are standing in 190 line with a chef, assuming that they are prioritizing hospitality, now only for 491 line. When you want 491 from them, when you are working in a regional, when you are living in a regional, when you have a chef occupation, then you have a very bright chances of inviting for the 491 option. So people are coming right now, yeah. Yep. So let me know, guys, if you understand the concept and your questions. So guys, you can unmute yourself and ask question directly. Meanwhile, I check the chat box if I got questions there. Okay, so Francis, a mechanical technician. I am currently on 482, but I'm looking forward to change to 190. So Francis, if you are there and able to hear me, you are on 482 visa, employer sponsored visas, and you're saying
Yes,
you're a
yes,
mechanical
please.
technician. Do you have a skill assessment, Francis?
Uh, I visit your office and I have a discussion with the Sanjita, or am I right?
Okay,
Yes, so I don't know, but she said she's working on it.
working on?
I have sent, she checked and she said, looking at my qualification, I don't know,
Okay,
she has checked it.
right. What qualification you have?
Higher National Diploma in Mechanical Engineering.
You have a bachelor degree in mechanical engineering.
Higher National Diploma, that is Diploma in Mechanical Engineering with
Diploma in mechanical engineering, right?
yes, 7
Okay.
years experience.
Yeah. Okay. So far, what I can feel in my mind right now, there is a mechanical draft person or mechanical technician from VETASES, which make you eligible for that, but there may be mechanical draft person, right? So your process is going on with Sangeeta right now?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay. I will let and discuss with her. We will approach whatever the information you have provided so far, and if we have any outcome for you, right?
Okay, okay.
Siddharth Anand, analyst programmer, tourist visa 2026. Siddharth. Siddharth. Siddharth, you are onshore or offshore?
Come again?
Right now you are onshore or offshore?
No, I'm here. I'm here in Melbourne. I'm currently here in Melbourne.
You are in Melbourne on tourist visa.
482.
482.
Yes. But
So
the problem is the employer sponsor me to come as mechanical engineering technician.
yeah. Francis, I got your point. I will discuss with Sangeeta regarding your profile, whatever you have shared, and we'll get back to you. I'm trying to reach Siddhant Anand. The next question. Siddhant, you are there? Okay. So there is a one question from iPhone 13 Pro Max. I don't know what's the name. It's saying that my wife as an aged care worker for 1 year. Aged care worker has a path, but not via 190 or 491. It via employer sponsored 482 labor agreement stream. So there is a path, yes, different path, not relevant to this webinar. So you can visit in our office and we can discuss the aged care worker path with you. Okay. So Nivita, I have done any EOI. Can I get advice on it? Which advice you want, Nivita? I have 85 points offshore for welfare worker. English is superior. So have you submitted the partner is 5 points? So you said I have done any EOI, means you have done the EOI ROI or you have not yet? And ROI too. And when did you did that? 2nd November. Yeah. Keeping your points, if you have 85 points as a welfare worker, you must have a skill assessment, I believe. Then you are offshore, right? Offshore, yep. 2nd November. You may hear from this pre-invite maybe 2 or 3 months. As I said that Victoria is looking for higher points, which you have, prioriting the social service, which you may fall, right? But welfare worker in Victoria at this time, there are lots of welfare worker here as well, right? When somebody working in Australia as compared to offshore, sometimes Victoria prefer onshore over offshore because they are contributing here already. It's a general advice. But things can happen. Offshore invitations, yes, can happen. You submitted on 2nd of November, be positive for next 2 or 3 months. You may hear from those points being on offshore in a welfare worker. Good luck in that. Okay. Any other question from anyone?
Can I speak? I haven't typed in the chat, but Raghuram.
Raghuram, how are you, Raghuram?
Good. Thank you. How are you?
Good, good. Yes, Raghuram.
So I have my skill assessments in external auditor and finance manager. So I've submitted my ROI for external auditor in 190 at 85 points. I'm
Right.
currently offshore at the moment. I was previously in Sydney, but then I had to relocate back offshore. So
Okay.
I'm completing as an offshore applicant now. So I want to know what are the chances or what are the things that they look for if you're not in the
So-
priority occupation.
So you submitted your EOI 190 Victoria and ROI Victoria both.
Yeah, both. Yeah, for
Okay.
external auditor. Yeah.
And have you indicated any other state or subclass in your EOI 190, or it's only 190 Victoria?
Only 190 Victoria. So I've just
Right.
done it just for exclusively for 190 for Victoria State only.
Right. And external auditor, how many points you are on right now?
85.
85. And
Six-
when did you submit the ROI?
I did that last year actually.
Last year.
Yeah, last year. So I've been getting those emails saying that you're ROI eligible. We'll be looking at in the next round. So I'm getting that sort of emails.
Okay.
Because they were told me you don't have to submit a new ROI this year if
Yeah,
you're in.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so Raghuram, there is 50-50 chance for the external auditor. The reason being, as you may have heard for the welfare worker as well, in Australia, in particular Victoria, there are lots of competition in accounting, external auditor, taxation accountant, lots of competition. When you submit your ROI, you indicate that you are offshore and you have points, right? For example, I am an external auditor working in a Victoria and I have 80 points, maybe 5 points less than you, but I'm working here and earning 80K. The preference based on the profile may be given to me, right? So you may have served this 1 year because of those competition. However, in the last financial year, the quota was beyond 10,000, 12,000. Even then, the pre-invite has not happened for you. Now, when the quota is only merely 20% of the last financial year, pre-invite is very hard for you, right? Have you submitted your 189 EOI as well?
Yeah, I have submitted. Yeah.
Okay. 80 points?
Yeah.
Okay. You may have a higher chance being offshore for external auditor on 80 points on 189. The invitation round has not happened yet for this financial year. It may happen in December. Whenever it will happen, it may happen a massive one, and you have a higher chance of getting invitation on 189, right? I don't want you to be more hopeful for the 190. As I said, 50-50. You may get the invitation while we are speaking, right? Maybe 1 day or 2 days. But in a mindset, as you asked me, when I don't feel a good approachable time for you for the external auditor, right?
Okay. Yeah.
But as soon as you have a valid EOI, it's 2-year validity, valid skill assessment, your points are valid, be in the line, invitation can happen, 190 or 189, right? And you may have choose other state as well, right? Only, or you have applied for 190 only.
So I'm considering other states as well, like New South Wales and yeah,
So have you submitted separate EOIs for other state as well?
yeah, separate EOIs, yeah, separate for
Oh.
190, separate 491. So
And for the other state as well, right?
other states, yeah, other
Yeah.
states.
So you may have multiple EOIs active right now, right?
Yep.
So probability increases with that multiple. So you may not hear from the Victoria, but from Western Australia, from Northern Territory, right?
Yep. Yep.
So you have a good points, good profile, but the competition out there is so high, so you have to serve a waiting time. As soon as you have your valid EOIs, assessments, and everything, be mindful that it may happen, but it may take time.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
Do you have any visa for Australia?
Oh no,
Have
right?
to?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was previously there, but not right now. So I had to
Yeah.
come. Yeah.
So maybe 189 will happen, or any other state will happen, right?
Sure. I'm hopeful for that. Thank you so much. I had two more questions, if that's okay. I just wanted to clarify a few things.
Yeah, go
One,
ahead.
sure. One is I'm right now on the, I mean, if I've submitted ROI for 190, should I move it to 491 or should I just keep it with 190 at the moment? Same occupation.
So you are happy with the 491, right?
I'm happy with 491 as well. I'm
As good as you are happy with the 491 and understand the 491 requirements, that for 5-year visa, living in a regional, for example, you can live in a Perth, Adelaide, these are the cities as well. Move for the 491. That may be a good option for you.
the reason I was looking at, because allocation plays are nearly 3 times of the 190. It's half. I mean, 2,700.
Yeah, I understand that. The thing is, I'm not giving you this advice based on the chances of invitation. I'm giving you this advice that the probability of chances of invitation, if increase 0.1%, then it increase.
Okay.
Right? Getting a point?
By moving to the other subclass.
Or 491, yeah. If it increased to, even if they have 600 quota, 491, 50 points, external auditor offshore, if the chance of getting a pre-invite for 491 is 0.01% more than 190, choose that one.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Yep.
190 have already spent maybe more than 12 months, right?
Yeah, more than
spend time now on 491 because you are ready with whatever the options you get, right?
Yep.
And you can choose for other state as well for the 491.
Yep.
For Victoria, it's only either, right? But for Western Australia, you can have both EOIs active at the same time.
Together, yeah. And there's no ROI, so it gives
Yes.
a chance that
Yes, you must be just having a EOI's validity active on their portal, right? That's it.
Okay. So this last question was around the occupation. External auditor versus finance manager. In the recent, when I follow posts on Facebook or on groups, this haven't seen any finance manager getting invited, which I have seen to my knowledge.
You know, there are maybe 700 occupations in total, and the invitations happen, for example, 200 or 300 occupations. There is no such database maintained where you can find precisely which occupation is invited or not. So even if you try to find out your particular occupation, you may could not find any data there, right?
Yeah, true. I couldn't find any. When I tried to look up the skills like the backlog data as well, I couldn't really get it.
You will not find it.
Okay.
But invitation will happen.
Okay.
Eventually. Right?
So we don't know exactly like what's happening, like which occupation got invited at what point. So Victoria specifically, we won't get to know anyway.
External auditor, finance manager, and or what I can say, childcare, center manager, horticulture, agriculture scientist. There are many occupations which we have heard that invitation happened because of our industry. But when you find these occupations, particularly to find in a database, you may not find it. The thing is, only the popular, which I can say, occupations are reflected in the database, because state or government does not have obligation to share those data. They choose to do it according to their own convenience. There is no such law to share it. They choose according to the popular occupations and they want to fill up the gaps in their state for the economic wise, like chefs, doctor, nurse, registered nurse, enrolled nurse, teachers. They always focus to show those data so that they can push students or other migrants to work on those field or study on those field. So it's not their obligation to reflect all the occupations in their database. They do that for the purpose, right?
Got it. Yeah. Thank you so much.
No issues. So I want to apply for international student visa. Mere is irrelevant in this webinar. You can use our website and contact us. We can advise you for this in another session. I have seen the skill select database and there is less than 20 EOIs identified for my occupation. Does that increase my chance? Welfare workers, touch company, social service. Is my 190 EOI okay? Should I go for 491? Nivita, welfare worker offshore. Yeah, Nivita, same advice for you. You are offshore and you are mindful with the 491. Go with the 491 because for being an offshore, you must need an invitation to enter and settle here, right? When someone is working in a Melbourne from 2 to 3 years, a good job, then they, confused to choose for 491 or 491 because they have to move to the regional one, right? From the offshore, the word is same for you, either Perth, Adelaide, or any Geelong or Pakenham regional Australia. Definitely you can choose for the 491 for a higher chance of invitation. Permanent residents can go after 3 years, but eventually it will happen. Yes, you can choose 491 for welfare worker. Okay. Any other question? Not, right? Ramandeep Kaur, you join now. We are ending with the session. We discussed 190 and 491 state, Victoria. If you have any question, you can speak directly, unmute yourself. You can use this email address, phone number, landline number, website to approach us, and hopefully we help you all in the process. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the joining. Soba. Hi. Hi, Soba. Any question? We are just closing this session.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah.
Student, I have a 500 student visa.
You have a student visa.
Yes.
Yes.
I have a plan to apply skill migration. So I'm expect what are the requirements should I fulfill to apply?
From where you are speaking, Shobha, in Australia or offshore?
Yeah, in Australia.
In Australia. On which course you are studying?
I'm doing PhD in education. Doctor.
Right. Do you have any skill assessment?
It has, yeah.
You have a skill assessment.
Yes.
Which occupation?
In my background, I'm from Sri Lanka. I have 8 years teaching experience.
Right. I believe you have not assessed your qualification or experience yet, right?
Yes, I did not.
So for the journal skill migration, the first work to start, and you are from Victoria?
Yes, I'm
Victoria. Okay. You must assess your qualification and experience in a teaching field. It can be primary or secondary teacher, which requires IELTS, qualification, and experience, right? Once
Yeah.
the skill assessment is done, then
Yeah.
you can choose 190 Victoria option, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So try to visit us in the office. We have to sort out the skill assessment first for you, Shobha.
Okay. Yeah.
This webinar includes 190 and 491 requirements after the skill assessment. We can make you understand this requirement as well, but the priority now is to get you assessed so that you have an occupation which is in the PR list, and then you can achieve 190 or 491 depending on your circumstances. Right?
Okay. I said that in the teaching experience, I'm a lecturer back home, the Sri Lanka.
Yeah, so you can have a university lecturer occupation as well from VETSS. Right?
Okay.
So the thing is, you have a qualification, you have some experience. From
Yeah.
that qualification and experience, we need to figure out which is more suitable and good occupation for you. Once we have that occupation, then we are going ahead with the 190 and 491 according to the pattern, right? So
Mm.
the verbal approach right now, it can be university lecturer, primary or secondary school teacher. I believe now the university lecture is much better for you to get the assessment easily and quickly. There is no IELTS requirement on university lecture, but for the teacher, yes, it is, right?
Yeah.
So we have to solve the assessment part for you first. So book a appointment into the office, call to the reception, and then we will meet you, right?
Yeah. And also, if I apply, how long it will take the processing time for a skill assessment?
Skill assessment from VETSS, it can take 1 month to 3 months.
1 month to 3 months.
Yeah, if we achieve the priority, it can be happen into 2 or 3 weeks. Otherwise, it can take 2 to 3 months.
Okay. So today know the IELTS score for apply.
For
Yes.
VETSS, it is not required.
Sorry,
For VETSS, it is not required.
it is not required.
For VETSS, when we are going to the VETSS for university lecturer.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it would be required from the GSM after the assessment. 6 each, 8 each, 7 each.
After that. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So find a good suitable time and visit in the office, then we can discuss with the assessment, right?
Yeah. Okay, sure.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank
No
you.
issues. Thank you. Okay.
Hello,
Hello, yes.
my name is Tatiana.
Tatiana, how are you?
I'm okay. I have a question. I just applied for my VETSS skill assessment in judicial and other legal professions, and I see. So I'm waiting for their answer. But my question is, my plan is to apply for 491. And my question related with that is, how high or is Victoria having in consideration applicants' age? Or it's like a very important
45.
factor for Victoria, the age of the person?
So the benchmark is 45.
Yes.
And the points are based on age as well. Yeah. So how old you are, if you don't mind?
43.
Right. Okay. If this is the situation, then I can say yes, Victoria, check the profile according to the points, and eventually points are working based on the age. Right.
Okay.
So in not a direct way, but indirect way, age matters in getting the invitations.
Okay.
As far as you have a margin of higher points from English, NATI, or any other things, plus your current salary and living and commitment towards a regional, you still have a hope.
Okay.
Right? It's not like fixed that age is 43, 42 or whatever, and there is no hope. However, there are lots of competition out there. People with higher points because of age get the invitation, but with the particular set of occupation which you are having, it matters your job role, living and working in a regional, your salary, and then you have a higher chance comparatively.
Okay.
Right? So yes, age matters, but still there is a 2 years for you for the invitation. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
No issues. Are your team coming back to Fiji? Okay, so gentlemen and ladies, thank you for the time. See you.